It's Liz from Old Stables Craft. I'm just checking connections are okay, which they are. So that's all right. Let's see what the delay's like today. We're up to 22 seconds already. This is going to be fun. It's, 22 seconds and I'm cold. It's about 8 degrees up here and warmer around my feet because I've got my blower on, my blow heater on. So let me know when you join, where you are, and what the weather's like. I will be taking my gloves off at some point, but just not yet. It's how balmy is it currently? -2. It was -8 when I woke this morning, and I woke at about 6:30. Tomorrow it's going to be -9 overnight. So again, about 5 or 6 in the morning, it'll be -9. Yay! This is what we like when we've got high energy costs. We like to have, more cold. That's just perfect for us. Not. Anyway, I'm just going to drop a chat in because I've got a message here. Actually, I'm not. It says that chat's disconnected. Oh, but no, it's back. Hello from a chilly Montana. Oh, and thank you for sharing, Mary. That's very nice of you. Thank you. When you say chilly, you're probably going to say minus something horrific if we were in Celsius. You're going to say it in Fahrenheit. But yeah. Hello, Ineke from the Netherlands. Again, it's probably going to be even colder with you than it is with us. But it's ridiculous. I mean, Sunday, we're going into positive figures. We're going to have a high and a low of 9 degrees, as in it's going to be the same temperature all day. But we have a weather warning out because the ground is so cold that because they're forecasting rain, when that hits freezing ground, it's going to just become ice. So Sunday's going to be treacherous. I'm not going out on Sunday. Hello, Sherry from Oregon. It's going to be sunny and cold today. Yeah, sunny with us, and yes, cold. But again, Oregon cold, Oxfordshire cold. I get the feeling you're going to really do cold and we're just going to complain. But yes, it is ridiculous that Sunday, when we're getting warmer, we've got a weather warning for ice. I had to read it a couple of times to get my head round what was going on, and then I read the explanation as to why there's a warning. Anyway, bit of housekeeping. Let me just check that everything is okay, which it looks as if it is. Yep, that all looks as if it is going fine. So, my name is Liz Yuille. I am from Old Stables Craft. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator based in the UK, working across the UK, France, Germany, Austria, the Netherlands, Belgium, and Ireland. Phew, it is my job. I get to do this all day. Although I have to say, this morning I was sitting in our lounge. It's the one room we're keeping really warm, and so that we weren't heating this room without it being used, I worked in the lounge. And I will be going back to the lounge fairly soon after I have finished here. Hello, Priscilla from Indiana. So, the big news today, of course, in Stamping Up World is today, if you are anywhere but the UK or Ireland, you have got 24 hours free shipping from midnight to midnight. So you've got until midnight tonight. If you're in the UK or Ireland, you have until 11 p.m. Because we work on the German head office address, we work on Central European time, and we are an hour behind Central European time. So our free shipping runs out at 11 p.m. tonight. Qualifying order is £60 or €75. I don't know what that is in dollars, probably $60, but it depends whether you're in the US or Canada or Australia or New Zealand. But it's if you're in one of those countries, go and have a look at your local Stampin' Up website and it will tell you what the qualifying order is. Hello, Mary, another person from the Netherlands. Mary is from the Netherlands, and we've got Shirley from Missouri. So that's the big news. So if there is anything you need, and you kind of went, oh, I forgot to put that on my Christmas order, and I wanted to add it, but I forgot. Like envelopes, me. Adhesive, me. Coloured cardstock, me. Oh, the new Love and Treats boxes, me. So, yes. $75, that's US, yes. Hello, Jane from Georgia. Thank you, Mary, for confirming it's $75 US. So, I'm going to take my gloves off and we're going to get started. And I'm using new stuff. So I'm using some Celebration and some new items from the January to April mini catalogue. I'm saying to April, it actually runs until the 1st of May, but we're calling it the January to April because the 1st of May is only one day. So I'm using Dainty Delight, and I'm going to flip the camera down and get started. Bear with me while I do that. There we go. Yep, we are live. I've had to reboot my laptop about 3 times today because, first of all, it needed to do an update. Then I had an error message that was caused by my security software, which meant I couldn't get into my PayPal account. So I had to repair that software and reboot my computer. It's been a day. Yes, Sherry, I'm live on a Thursday and you've caught me. Anyway, so I don't need that at the moment. So I'm going to try to do 2 cards and a box. I may or may not succeed. I'm using Dainty Delight. Dainty Delight also has Dainty Flowers as an item in the Celebration catalogue. So this is the Dainty Delight Designer Series paper. So the patterns go perfectly with the stamp set. It's gorgeous. It's so pretty. I cannot tell you how many packs I've already got, but let's say lots. I'm using this one today. This is just gorgeous because it's one of those wonderful sheets where you just cut it in half, cut it into thirds, and you've got card fronts. You need to cut it down to your size card, but you know. And I love all these watercolour backgrounds. Just really lovely. The colours are, apparently, Blushing Bride, Crushed Curry, Fresh Freesia, Mossy Meadow, Old Olive, Rich Raspberry, and Starry Sky. So my first card, I'm going to use, yes, I am, Blushing Bride. And I'm going to use the paper that comes looking like, roughly like that. So that is one piece of paper that I just cut into bits. And my second card will be using one of these, but my first card is going to be using one of these pieces. Just so I can show you some ideas on what to do with it. And I'm also going to show you the dies. So I'm going to use this large floral, which is this one here. I haven't yet put the sticker on the back because I actually think it's quite useful to show you how to do the stickers every now and again. It's Mary's favourite in the catalogue. That's Mary Ellen. Sherry has got freezing rain, wind and snow. Ugh, horrible. Hello, Audrey, from an even snowier northeast of Scotland. I know you're having it rough up there. We're just having it cold. I mean, it is ridiculous. -9 is predicted for overnight tonight. It was -8 when I got up this morning. I've said that already. Anywho, so we've got dies for... These are slightly smaller images than the dies, so bear with. So we've got a die for that one. We have a die for this, a die for this, a die for this, and then we've got lots of standalone dies, which so you can build flowers, all sorts. It's just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Have we got a die for that one? No, I think that's the only image we don't have a die for. No, that isn't. Anyway, And we've got lovely sentiments. So we've got celebrate you, the best is yet to come, sending love during this season of growth, and thank you for your kindness. So all perfect. Right, so quick lesson in sticking stickers to stamps. There are various ways of doing it. This is just how I do it. So I peel the back off my sticker, and they're all split in half, which is useful. I was supposed to be doing some gardening today, cutting back shrubs. I'm not going outside unless my life depends on it. Just saying. So take the back off your stamp. By back I mean paper. And then I like to see if I can find some obvious peaks and troughs. So for me, an obvious area would be here. And then that's what I concentrate on. Great moment for my floaters to start. Thank you for that one. And then if you line up 2 areas, the rest should just work. Hello, Nora. We were talking about Ireland today. Inika already has the paper. She thinks it's gorgeous. So do I. So I have got my stamp done, and this is my eye block, not Ibrox, for those of you who understand football references. There's a football stadium, I believe it's a football, oh maybe it's a rugby, anyway, doesn't matter. So let us stamp this. The DSP is just divine. This may be one of those celebration items, Inika, that you don't mind getting more than one of, because I'm going to be able to make so many really quick cards with this. So this is just scrap paper as far as I'm concerned. I mean, it's, you know, cut to a card front, but it's scrap. So I'm just going to stamp that, hold it in place for a little while. That was Tuxedo Black, which may give you the clue that I'm going to use blends. This is beautiful watercoloured as well, but watercolouring does take a wee while. So we've got that. We've got, just going to leave that to set for a moment whilst I grab, where's the other paper I want? There we are. So I'm going to, as I say, leave that just to dry, because the ink is better dry than slightly damp. So I've got this pattern, which is actually probably my least favourite. And grab it before it sells out. Absolutely. Very good advice there, Sherry. So I'm going to use this side, which is Starry Sky, and I'm going to cut it to slightly, am I? No, I'm going to cut it to the size of my card front. So for me, in Europe, in anywhere other than North America, that's 3 7/8 by 5 5/8. So that is that piece. Then I'm going to grab my paper, my other paper, and this is going to go on here like that. And obviously I'm going to trim that off at the bottom. So let's just add that on. Now, anyone who is looking to sign up as a demonstrator, if you are not in South Pacific, so one of the offers for joining during celebration is, and I can't remember the figures, and that's not the reason I'm talking about it. However, one of the offers, in fact 2 of the offers, are to buy more product than normal and to get a mini cut and emboss. Now, if you are in South Pacific, you currently will be, well, not currently, on the 5th of January, you will be able to choose between either the standard white cut and emboss machine, mini, or the new exclusive, only available during celebration, Boho Blue. Now, Boho Blue is a new in colour that will be coming in May, And it's actually much nicer, as far as I can tell, than the catalogue shows it to be. I thought it looked a bit washed out. But having seen a video of someone unpacking one of these lovely things in the South Pacific, where they are available, it's actually a better colour than I thought. So I'm just going to make sure that's well stuck. So, so you can choose between white or boho blue. At the moment, as in I haven't been told anything to the contrary yet, the boho blue ones have not arrived in North America or Europe. It's not the end of the world. You can still get a white one. And if you've got a white large cut and emboss, you may want a white cut and emboss to go with it. So it's fine. But at the moment, they aren't available. They are on their way. They're on a slow boat from China, almost literally. And obviously, I will let you know as soon as I know whether they... I didn't want to do that, so I won't. Okay. It's because I'm talking too much. Right, I'm just going to take some glue off my paper. And the only reason I'm doing this is because I do want to stick a ribbon on. So let's just take that off. Right, where was I? Oh yes, let's grab a silicone mat and add some ribbon. So I'm going to use the, where is it? I think this is Old Olive, it may be Mossy Meadow, but anyway, it's in the annual catalogue and it's with Sahara Sand, but it goes jolly nicely with this paper. So I'm just going to cut that off there and add this using Seal Plus, because you will remember that Seal Plus is my favourite. Hello, Kathy from Texas. I'm hoping that with you the weather is slightly warmer than it is for most of the rest of us. Although I know Texas does sometimes get weird weather. When I was going to New Orleans and I transited through Dallas-Fort Worth, I was trying to think of what DFW stood for, Dallas-Fort Worth, the day before there had been horrific rain and the airport had been closed. The one place I thought I would be safe transiting through, not so much. Except it was fine when I was there, so that was fine. And Texas is so large, I would imagine you get weird weather from all over. Hello, Margaret. 2 a.m. in Kirrawee, Sydney. So you do have access to the boho blue mini cut and emboss. Right, so I'm just going to add some... Ooh, I was going to add some Seal Plus over the top. Let's go at an angle. There we go. Because I do like my ribbon to be sandwiched. And then we will get on with colouring the stamped image I've done. Now I can put my adhesive back on. I couldn't make it up. I'm blaming the cold. My brain is frozen. My tiny hands are frozen. That much I can tell you. There we go. Right, okay, so now let's get some colour on here. We don't have Blushing Bride as a pink. So I'm thinking, would that work? This is Light Flirty Flamingo. Nope. I'm going to, ooh, that might. I'm trying to see which colours will go with that. Actually, Light Flirty Flamingo might work with a bit of Petal Pink. Yeah. It's a chilly 46 degrees. Ooh, what's 46 degrees in something I'll understand? Because I don't do that. We also don't have crushed curry, but we do have Daffodil Delight, which we'll do. And we have Old Olive, and we have Starry Sky. So I've got enough colours to be going on with, and I can choose what I'm going to have where. So I'm not going to do too much in pink because it is slightly the wrong pink, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine. That's on the same stem. It's always useful to make sure that you know which stem is which. So that's a stem, that's fine. I think those are probably the same. There was me saying I wouldn't do much in pink. Apparently I am going to do quite a lot in pink. And this is dark petal pink. Just above freezing, thank you, Inika. The only new ink colour we know about is the boho blue, yes. And that's only because it's the colour of the new cut and emboss. So actually the bit that I'm colouring over with petal pink is looking more like Blushing Bride, which is a slightly dusky pink. It's a brown pink, so adding a bit of sort of slightly yellower shade is no bad thing. Right, so we don't have any cornflowers, so I might take those out. We don't have buttercups, we do have other blue flowers, so let's go Starry Sky or other flowers that can be blue. So they're too small to be accurate, so let's not. Ooh, another one there, and another one there. So I'm just adding a little dot of dark Starry Sky. And then I can come in with light Starry Sky. Yeah, I used to be a Fahrenheit girl, and now I've been indoctrinated by centigrade. I mean, 0 being freezing does make more sense, frankly. But I do know that 70 degrees is nicely warm, so I still get my head around that. 61 is 16. And I want to say 21 is 70 or 71. So there are some that kind of make sense as a conversion. Right, okay, so let's add some green. So this is really quite an easy image to colour, and I'm not going to be too fussed if, as I've already done, I go over the lines. It's very sketchy, so you don't need to worry too much. This is light Old Olive, and I think I'll stick with light Old Olive as opposed to bringing in dark Old Olive. If you have more time, you can obviously be a little more. Oh, that needs to be blue because it's a bud. Right, I think I've got, oh no, I was going to say I think I've got all the leaves, but I haven't. Have now. Right, so I need light Starry Sky because that's a bud. And, ooh, I'm going to go light. Ooh, yes, those probably need to be green as well. I was thinking they might be yellow, but no, they are leaves. So just tiny little, you almost don't need to colour them in, just dot. Then we'll pop this through the cut and emboss, we'll pop it on our card, and we'll be basically done. I think that's everything. Oh, coloured. Right. Hello, Jan. -40 is -40 in both. Ah. Hello, Pam. Yeah, there are certain ones that stick in one's mind. As I say, like 16 is 61. And I only remember that because obviously they are opposite, you know, palindromic. I mean, they're not palindromic because they aren't the same forwards and backwards, but you hopefully understand what I mean by that. Right, mini cutting plates, mini cut and emboss, pop the die on, pull this in place and pop it through. (46) is about 8 degrees centigrade. Oh, okay, so it's not that. I would love it to be 46 then. 8 degrees centigrade is about what it is in my room at the moment. I'll have 46. I'll take 46, please. Please, can I have 46? It'll be about that at the weekend, which is when we're getting this weather warning of ice. Because it's rain is going to be hitting dampness. Ice, even. Right, so that's going to go there, just to kind of cover that line a wee bit. I mean, not that I'm worried about the line, because I'm not. So I need some of these. It'd be nice if I had large ones open as well. Oh, and it's just coming up to 25, well, half past. So we're doing well. Don't need to go too mad with my dimensionals because it is card, not paper. I will always use more on paper. But I do like to have as much supported as I can when it comes to bits sticking out. Now I've got this piece which is trimmed off the edge. And it's very useful for small pieces. So I need 1, 2. And I should say, do you like my diamonds? Diamond nail varnish. It's not diamond. I mean, it's meant to look diamond-ish, but it's not diamond. Really don't have enough money to have diamonds on in my nail varnish. Right. Okay. So let's get rid of my backings. I really must hoover my floor. Still haven't finished tidying up. The weekend is when I'm going to finish, when the temperatures are slightly warmer than they are now. Our 3 kittens have experienced their first snow. They weren't amused. Ooh, our boy went out in the... He's been going out every morning, actually. I have to give him his due. The girls, not so much. So that's going to go there. You love the delicate way that I put that down. And I want some pretty bits. By which I mean things, you know, embellishments. I'm thinking possibly some of those. So these are the new, these are pastel adhesive backed sequins. Don't know which suite they come from. Catalogues in the house. I've been working on, oh yes, so for those of you in the UK who are not already subscribers to my class in a box, I've just launched the December class. It won't go out in December, highly unlikely. Yeah, those work. Because, you know, the subscribers boxes might actually get out if you're already a subscriber, purely because quite a lot of it I've already ordered. Because I could. I don't know whether these work brilliantly or not, but I kind of like them. They're kind of pink and sparkly, and what's not to like about pink and sparkly? Thank you, Inika. So that's that one. One down. Where did I throw the wrapper? Oh, there it is. So that's one card down. You could always add a sentiment here if you wanted. But I just thought it was worth showing you what I'm thinking about with that particular paper, because it's a bit weird. So that's that. I'm just going to clean my stamp, and then we will start the second one, which is going to have less involved. Well, ish. nice and clean. Now all I need to do is find where I've buried the stamp set. There we go. So let's pull that off. And I think that might fit. I think that might fit. So I'm going to use one of these, and I'm just, oh, it's got to go that way. Okay. Can't decide between Celebrate You and The Best Is Yet to Come. I'll decide later. Don't need to decide just yet, so that's fine. Let's make sure we put that with that so I know where it is. Get rid of that. And I already have a Starry Sky base, so that's going to go on there, but obviously I've got to cut it to size. Now do remember as you're watching that if you're enjoying what you see, a like is always appreciated, and of course if you don't already subscribe, that is always appreciated too. So I'm going to just trim this down. That's kind of halfway, but I do want this to be slightly longer and thinner than that. So I'm going to trim this pretty close to the flowers, because I need it to be a sort of size. And I also want one of the other patterns. No, not that one. So let's have a look. I'm going to do something that's sort of, well, I'll explain when I get there. Ooh, I could use both sides of that, couldn't I, rather than that, but I'm not. Just got home from Chester and you're frozen. I'm really not surprised, Lorna. Thank you, Priscilla. I'm glad you like it. Yes, do keep warm. Not great. So yes, I'm thinking yes. 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 Right, okay. I don't know why I'm putting that to one side, because I don't want it to one side. So this I am going to cut to... Let me just get that piece out again. This is... Oh, okay, 3.5. That's fine. Yep. So if I cut that to 3 3/4 by 5.5, I can then cut this to 3 7/8 by 5 5/8. Like that. So that's going to go on there with a little margin, and then this is going to go on here, but I want the smallest margin around the outside. Okay, I might see if I can trim a teeny weeny bit off there, because it's the width that I'm struggling with. These I think are sized beautifully for those of you in North America, and for those of you in the rest of the world like me, they may be a bit more of a challenge. No, that's fine. Okay, so I'm going to use the reverse of this paper, just so that I've got a teeny weeny little margin. And what I'm going to do, I think, is stick it on and then trim to size. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to use my guillotine to trim to size with. If that's good English, it's a miracle. So, and I'm deliberately not putting glue in the middle, and I will explain why momentarily. Now, there was a question about why I bend my card / paper earlier in the week, and I can't remember who asked it, and when I'm sticking it down, and it is purely so that I can get things lined up before I commit. I didn't know why until your December 1st order arrived yesterday but wasn't complete. Oh no, the gnome dies. that a customer had ordered. Oh no, Inika, I hope you have contacted demo support and given them a piece of your mind. And I hope you did that yesterday before free shipping day, so you're at the head of the queue, because it shouldn't take too long for things to get to you, because you haven't got to cross the channel or go through customs twice. And the problem with the 1st of December was because there were so many orders. Right, okay, so I've got my nice little border there. Before I stick anything together, I need to choose a sentiment. And let's get both of the ones that might work out, which is that one or that one. I'm not going to use the season of growth because it's not yet. So that's the best is yet to come. Yeah. And this is Celebrate You. Best is yet to come. Right. It's actually quite useful looking at it from the back without the stickers on, because you look at the shape, not at the sentiment. So best is yet to come. Take that off. And this. You have phoned them, good. So hopefully it will be posted really quickly. Oh, Becky, it's gorgeous, this set. And if you get the bundle, you're either already there or close to getting the free paper. Right, I'm going to go Starry Sky because I want it to stand out, and we have got Starry Sky in the paper. So just let's hope everything is straight. It looks it. Yay! It is more or less. So that's that. Now when I finish moving my room around, I'm going to... It's almost straight. When I finish moving my room around, I'm going to have to be more planned. More planned, prepared, that's the word. Because my ink pads are going back behind me. They were there for a while and I decided they were in the wrong place, and I've changed my mind. They were better where they were. Because at the moment they're taking up desk space. And I could do with the extra desk space, frankly. So I'm going to use a reasonable number of dimensionals because this is 2 layers of paper, so it's reasonably stiff, but not brilliant. I'm fairly convinced that on the underside of the sleeves of my jumper, which is my wonderful, I got this when my mother passed away. She had bought it. It's a Norwegian jumper, and it's so lovely and thick. So this is going to go on here, but up. So if you are ever in a position, as I am, where you've got something that isn't proportional, put the larger piece at the bottom. Your brain will cope with that better. It's like a Polaroid photo. And then this goes onto my card there. And if I could find my card base, thank you, here. And then I'm going to make a box, which is one that I've shown on my Instagram feed using the Gnomes paper. And I'm going to show you the same card, box even, dear Lord, using this paper. And it's one of those really quick things to put together. It's part of what's in my November thank you pack, which has gone out. Heaven knows when it's going to arrive. Postal strike. Thank you. Right, so that's that. Let me grab, there we go, that's what I need. Ooh, that's what I, no it's not that I need, it's that I need. Because these ones I've used more. Here we go. So I'm throwing them on the floor somewhere. Never mind, I don't need the ones I've just thrown. Oh, there they are. Didn't actually need these ones, but let's stick them back in place. So these are the in colour dots. Thank you, Priscilla. Hello, Deborah from Michigan. So these are the Starry Sky dots, and I'm going to use those on here. They are ombre, so they're shades of. And I've only got the big ones of this particular colour left, but that's fine. We can use big ones. And I'm going to use one of each of three shades. I was going to say colours. They're the same colour, they're just different shades. Right, okay. So that's that card done. So those are the two cards we've got using that set. And this is the same piece of paper. So let me just clean that stamp again. That's a guillotine. And I don't mean clean that stamp again, I mean clean this stamp for the first time. Pop that away, and then I will get on to the box. Priscilla, it's actually how picture framers work as well. They put a slightly wider gap at the bottom with the mask that they put around the edge, or frame, you know, the bit of cardboard that goes around the edge. So it is quite a useful tip to think about. Can't decide which paper to use other than one of these. It needs to be a small pattern, which might help make my mind up anyway. Might use that one, which we've already got out. Right, okay. So this is rather letting the cat out of the bag, particularly as some of my customers are on this call, video thing. The Lindt Lindor milk chocolate bar, 25 grams, comes in a pack of 4. Might possibly be in their thank you packs for this last month. And I thought I would show you how to make it. So, to help, of course, if I had written down the measurements, which I had written down. Oh, there we are. 5 by 1 by 5/8. Right, so they are 5 inches long, 5/8 high, and 1 inch wide, roughly. Okay, so to get a box that's going to fit this, and it's going to be a lidded box, we need 5 inches plus 5/8 plus a bit. So 5 inches plus 5/8 twice, that's 1.5 inches extra, so that's 5.5, 6.5 inches, plus 1/2 inch, 7 inches. It's gonna make sense, guys. So 7 inches. Let me see if I've got a piece of paper or card I can write this down on, because this is how I do my boxes. Let's take this. Right, so to do this, I've got an item that is 5 inches by 1 inch, so 5 by 1 by 5/8 of an inch. That's how big the item is. So to get my length, I need 5. To get up, I need 2 lots of 5/8, which is 1 1/4. So plus 1 1/4. And then I want a little bit to flap in. So I'm going to add 1/2 inch each side. So that's 1 inch. So that's 6, 7 1/4. Okay. Then for the width, I need that twice and that twice. So that's 2 lots of 1 and 2 lots of 5/8. So 2 plus 1 1/4. Plus I need a bit to go into the front of the box. So let's add 1/2 inch. So we've got 2, 3 3/4. So 3 3/4. Then I'm going to score at, get my head around this. So my piece of paper will be 7 1/4 by 3 3/4. So if I do the long side first, I hope you're catching this. If I do the 7 1/4 side first, I added 1/2 inch for the bit that's coming over the top. Then I have 5/8 of an inch, so we need to add another 5/8 of an inch, which is 7/8. No, it's not. It's 1 1/8, because it's 1 1/8. And then we're going to have our 5 inches, so that's 6 1/8. And then another 5/8, which is 6 3/4. Are you with me? So that's the long edge. So that's that edge. For the 3 3/4 edge, which is the one that's going round, we have got 5/8 for the height, then an inch, so 1 5/8, then another 5/8, so 2 1/4, and then another inch is 3 1/4. So those are our dimensions. I hope that makes sense. We'll soon find out if it works. So I want my pattern to go round my box. So I'm going to cut my 3 3/4 first, because that's the smaller piece. And then this I'm going to cut at 7 1/4. Now obviously you can do this in metric as well, and instead of adding 1/2 inch for your extra bits, add 1.5 centimetres or a centimetre, whichever bit of maths you prefer. And if I grab my scoring board, because I do like my scoring board. Hello, Victoria. So, the wide bit is the easiest bit to start with, and I'll explain why in a minute, because this is just going across the piece. So we're scoring at 1/2 inch. Don't press too hard, it's only paper. 1 1/8 of an inch, 6 1/8 of an inch, 6 3/4, and then depending on how you want your pattern to run. Now I want my 1/2 inch bit so I want my pattern, I want my box to be kind of that way. So I want this to be the bit that's 1/2 inch. So I'm going to put the base of my pattern furthest away from this edge, because my first score line is the side, which is 5/8, 1 5/8, 2 1/4, 3 1/4. Hopefully this will make sense when we get there. Okay, we may go slightly over the hour, just saying. So let's burnish and burnish and burnish. Love all the maths. Maths I can... Hello, Monica! Ooh. Why did I not know you were there? Why did I not know my friend Monica was there? Because she's been really quiet up until now. That's why I've just looked back in the chat. How are you? I'm going to turn my heater off, or down at least. Bear with. Turn it off for the moment. Right, so this is it's going to go round like that. Okay, so this is my lid and this is the bit I'm putting in. So I need those to be on their own. Snips. So I need to get rid of the bits that are attaching them to the rest of the piece of paper. So those go. And I'm cutting just to the inside of the score line, or I would be if I was cutting straight. I find cutting the right is easier than cutting the left. So again, I'm going to cut this piece off, going inside the score line, and then I'm going to cut this piece off. Okay, so that's good. So that's going to go in there. So we need to now make a wall, and this bit is going to have, I can't really show you because it's all connected, but this bit is going to stay as the flap at the top. So this bit's a flap. It's probably easier this way. So again, I'm going to cut to the inside, which is here, of this line, and the inside of this line, which is there. I don't need those bits because it's that bit that I'm after. And then just to make it easier to put together, I'm just going to take a very gentle wedge out of the sides. Like that. And then I'm going to do the same over here. So I'm coming to the inside. This is the inside of that line. This side, so inside of that line. Fold that in. Wedge that out, wedge that out, get rid of the bit I don't need, and do the same over here, and then all we've got to do is stick it together. Now you can round the corners if you wish. Sometimes you do need to trim that a bit just to get it, and I need to get rid of that, just so that it slips in easier. So just a very gentle wedge if you're not using a corner rounder. And again on these bits, just a very gentle wedge. The blushing bride will be easier, just to make everything go together a little bit easier, but otherwise a corner rounder. And I do have an old corner rounder which I do still use, because a corner rounder is a corner rounder, and we don't have a corner rounder at the moment. We have lovely decorative corners, but we don't have a corner rounder. Right, you lost me with the maths. You watch back to make the box. So there's the maths, but it was in inches in Occur, and I know you don't do inches. So I'm going to use Seal Plus purely because it's quick. I would be tempted personally to use liquid adhesive, but it does take a little bit longer to dry. So I'm just on each of the little flaps, I'm putting some Seal Plus, and then I'm going to fold the flap in and put the cut edge against the folded edge, and again the cut edge against the folded edge, and again cut edge, folded edge. I have done a series, and I must maybe do it again, on how to do the maths for various sorts of boxes. So they are there somewhere, but I might, as I say, do them again. Right, so if we then take our chocolate and pop it in there, pop those down, pop that in there. I've slightly gone over the edge there, but it's fine. It's going to work. I'm going to make it work. There we go. And let's see if I still have Starry Sky ribbon. Is that Starry Sky? No, it's Orchid Oasis. Of course it is. That's... Where's my starry sky? I have a sneaking suspicion I'm out of starry sky. I am. I'm out of starry sky and I didn't order any. Never mind, I'll use Orchid Oasis. It'll be fine. Actually, you know what might work? And that is... Where are you? I saw you just now. Oh, you're there. So this is actually sweet sorbet. It's not. I'm just saying. Inches aren't the problem. Oh, okay. It's so not quite sweet sorbet, but it is quite good with Blushing Bride. I mean, it will go with sweet sorbet, but it's not sweet sorbet in my brain. So I'm actually going to tie this in a knot first, because this has a habit of being a bit tricksy. Oh, I know why I haven't got any starry sky. It's because I think I used it all on... Oh no, I used a different ribbon. But I now know why I used a different ribbon. Should have ordered some starry sky, never mind. So I've tied a knot and then I'm just going to do a bow. And obviously you could put a little tag on. And the tailor-made tags are brilliant for that. But there you are, that's our little box containing a Lindor. I will try this afternoon to put this on my website with the measurements. Won't promise, but I will try. So that is what we've made, and we're still within 4 o'clock. Yay! Still within the hour. So we've got a little box. We've got 2 cards using new products from Celebration and the January to April mini catalogue. I do normally, Priscilla, add 1/2 inch for the fold over. It's easy maths apart from anything else. So yes, I would do 1/2 inch here and 1/2 inch down. Now, if you want to be smart, you can, and if you've got a very small circle punch, you can put a little punch in the front, so you've got a finger hold. But yes, 1/2 inch is my normal go-to. I've got all the bits on my sleeves. Is my normal go-to add-on. Thank you, Inika. So I'm going to flip the camera back up and say goodbye properly. There we go. So thank you all very much for joining me today. I hope I have inspired you. And of course, any of these you can make with anything, but I do like the Dainty, what are we calling it? Dainty Delight? Dainty Delight. Yeah, Dainty Delight items. And the fact that you can get the paper for free is just perfect. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Priscilla. Thank you, Sherry. So do remember, thumbs up is always appreciated. If you've got questions and you're watching the replay, pop those below in the description bar and I will get back to you. Otherwise, I will desperately, I'm not going to promise it, because I've been promising it for a couple of weeks. I will try and do a Simple Stamping Saturday this week. If I do it now, I might just about not freeze to pieces. So I will try and do my Simple Stamping Saturday now, so that there's actually a Simple Stamping Saturday project this week. Thank you, Judith. The paper is gorgeous, isn't it? So yeah, free item, Judith. Free. We like free. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Jan. So, yes, thank you very much indeed. I will see you all, hopefully on Saturday, recorded. Tuesday, top tip Tuesday, with more on embossing folders and what you can do with them. And then Tuesday late morning, I will be here live. Thursday, I will be live. Let me just check the calendar. I am going to be taking some time off over Christmas. I know. So, I will be here 20th and 22nd. I will not be here between Christmas and New Year. I may, if you're very good, have some recorded content, but only if you're very well behaved. Yeah. Right, so thank you very much indeed, and I will see you again very soon. Bye for now. Can't find I desperately need another pair of glasses. I cannot see half of what's on my computer these days. Anyway, have a great rest of your day. Don't forget, free shipping until midnight, unless you're in the UK or Ireland, in which case it's 11 o'clock at night. Free shipping!